תמר לא של דבש, אין אדם יכול לאכול ממנך, ולמה אין מערימים בת דבש ממנה, שהתורה אומרת כוס או בכל דבש לא תקטיר ממנה של אדוני. אדוני צבא אותי מנו משגב לנו אלוהי יעקב סלע אדוני צבא אשר לעמוד אמך אדוני שום לכנו מקורנו וערבה לאדוני מחת יהודה וירושלים מקימי עולם ושנים קדמוניות תנא דבי אליהו כל השונה הלכות בכל יום מובטח לו שהוא בין העולם הבא שנאמר הליכות עולם לא עתיקה הליכות אלא הלכות.
Chazak u'baruch, Boker Tov, welcome to the next minyan. Rabotai, that's a good question that everybody should be asking, especially the young people, right? When you're looking for a wife to get married, what kind of girl should you be looking for, right? What's the qualities that you should be looking for? So the truth is, you know that there's a Chazon Ish about this. The Chazon Ish said, there's a tradition like this from the Chazon Ish. He said you should look for two things. One is tzniut, that she's tsanua, she's a modest lady. Number two, he said that she honors her parents. You see that she treats her parents with kavod. So what's the reason for this, by the way, to understand, right? Why these two things are more important than anything else? Because if she's tsanua, she dresses tsanua, she behaves tsanua also, right? Modest behavior as well. Not only the way she dresses, also the way she behaves as well. Why is that important? Because that shows that a woman has irat shamayim. If she's tsanua, that means she fears God. So she's going to give you a house, a home, which is irat shamayim, which is God-fearing home. That's what you want. What about Kibud Avim? Why is Kibud Avim so important? Honoring your parents? Because if she honors her parents, you know what that means? That she's also going to honor the husband as well. In other words, she honors people who are authority figures. You know, so just like the parents are the authority figure in her home when she's growing up, same thing when she gets married, the authority figure is the husband, so therefore she's going to honor him too. That's what the Chazon Ish said. By the way, they came to the Chazon Ish and they asked him, they said, we found one girl, but she honors her parents like too much, like in other words, she's got crazy about them. She's very devoted, she kills herself for her parents, she'll do anything for them. She'll jump off the roof to save her parents. Whatever it is, right? So he says, maybe it's too much. They asked the Chazon Ish, the way she does, because, she won't have time to honor her husband. She'll be honoring her parents too much, going crazy about her parents all the time. There's a rule like this, by the way, you should know. There's a halakha. It says that when a woman gets married, she's absolved from honoring her parents anymore. Now she has to honor her husband. So she's not chayav anymore to honor her parents. That's it. It's over. So what does that mean? That maybe she'll honor her parents too much and she won't honor her husband. That's what they were afraid of. The Chazon Ish said no. He said it's not true. If she honors her parents, with a lot of devotion, same thing she'll do for her husband as well. That's the way it is. Because she honors the authority figure. And this is what it's going to change when she gets married, and she'll understand that, and she'll go for honor her husband as well. That's what it says. There's, by the way, a story in the Gemara, the interesting story, right? That maybe some of you have seen it, if you're learning Daf Yomi, whatever. It says like this, that there was a man who had a wife, and his wife was, she was ugly, not very good looking. Ugly lady, what can you do, right? That's the way it is, some of them are not so, whatever. Huh? So, what he did was, he prayed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he says, please, make my wife beautiful, because I can't deal with this ugly lady anymore. So this is what he says. So what happened was that they say HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a nest, and his wife became beautiful, really, That's what happened, can you imagine? Made a nest, all of a sudden she's beautiful. So now, what happens is that her behavior also started to change, the way she behaves. Now, before she was, modest girl, quiet, nice Bukharian girl, old-fashioned, old-fashioned from the old country. Now all of a sudden she became an American girl, talking a lot, a little bit chutzpah, a little bit this, like the American girls, they're more liberated, they're more independent, right? So all of a sudden, she became a little bit more chutzpah, he didn't like this anymore, he was like, oh my God, is this what it means? That I married that my wife was beautiful? So you know what he said? He said, you know what? Please, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, send her back the way she was before. When she was ugly, take her back to where she was before. I don't want a beautiful woman anymore. I don't want a beautiful wife. So what do we see? What do we see from there? You see from there, right? That whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you, that's what your lot. So don't be unhappy with it. If he gave you a woman like this, that's what you deserve. So be happy with that, whatever it is, right? That's the way it should be. So, but you should know also, there's one thing you learn from there, that a woman who's pretty, who's good looking, very beautiful, she tends to be a little bit more chutzpah, a little bit there, a little bit more chutzpah, a little bit more independent, a little bit more confident in herself, and because of that, you have to know what you want, Are you one of those guys, who likes the old country, quiet girl, very submissive. You like this kind of girl, or you like more the independent, more stronger? What do you like? It's up to you. You got to choose what you want. So if you're taking a beautiful wife, you should know that this is what you may get something like that. You have to be careful about that. One more thing I want to tell you, right, about this. There's in the Mishlei, says Shlomo Melech, the wisest man of the world, right? He says that Sheker Achen ve'evel hayofi, right? It says in the last parak over there, right? In Eshet Chayil that we read, right? So what does that mean? That yofi, beauty is sheker. It's all lies. It's all fake. So it's not a good thing, apparently. According to that, the sheker, right? It's all sheker. It's all lies. On the other hand, though, right? It says in the Gemara not like that. Gemara says that the woman is made for three things. Right? Which is by the word the Rashi Tevot bite, bet, yud, tav, right? Bite. So what does that mean? Bet is what? Banim, right? To have children. The most important thing you do when you marry a wife is to have children. So you want to have that, right? Yud, what is it for? Right? And what about Tav? So Tav is for takshitin. You know what that means? You got to buy her jewelry, right? You got to get her some jewelry. Women like jewelry, so get used to buying some jewelry. Go to 47th Street. You have some friends over there. Maybe they'll give you a nice price. You got to get her some jewelry, right? That's tough. What about Yud? What's Yud? So Yud is Yofi. Yofi, beauty, So it says over there in the Gemara that beauty is also very important for the woman, that you should be beautiful, especially in your eyes, right? That's the way it should be. But so then the question is like this, who's right, who's wrong over here, right? Shlomo Melech tells you, Sheker Achen ve'evel hayofi, right? It's all Sheker, it's all nonsense. Yofi, you beauty. But the Gemara tells you, no, that woman is made for that, for beauty. That's one of her prerogatives. So what's the answer? The answer is very simple, If she has Irat Shamayim with beauty together, she's a smart woman, Chachama, So then beauty is nice, beautiful, it's nice. Together, just like our mothers, Leah, Rachel Imenu, Sarah Imenu, Rivka Imenu, they were all beautiful, our mothers, all beautiful ladies, extremely beautiful. They say, but if you would put another woman next to Sarah Imenu together in one snapshot, one picture, the other lady would look like a monkey, because Sarah Imenu was so much more beautiful than the others. Anybody that you put next to her, she looked like a monkey. This is the way it was. Can you imagine how beautiful she was? So, but she was also wise, So if you have a wise, beautiful woman, who's beautiful, that's beautiful. But if you have a woman who's just beauty, but at the same time, she has no wisdom, she's very foolish, So this is no sheker, ve'evel hayofi. It's nonsense. It's all sheker. Why? Because that beauty has nothing inside. It's all outside. On the inside, she's very foolish. She's a dummy, dummy girl, So you don't want a woman like that. So it depends on what kind of beauty we're talking about. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen, amen. Chazak u'baruch.